What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on this topic, and I want to talk about the situation that transpired over the weekend in regards to Kimora having a house fire. I also want to share with you guys some exclusive content that I got in regards to the house fire that Kimora had this past weekend, and also some more information involving Kim Porter. I mean, this is groundbreaking information, so you guys want to stay tuned because I got some jewels to drop. All right, now before I get knee deep into the drama, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's checked on me, whether you sent me a DM or email showcasing your concerns for me and my safety. And I'm telling you guys, I'm well taken care of. I know that I'm not invincible out here, but like I told you guys in the previous video when I addressed to you what happened to me this past Sunday, I'm gonna stand up like a man, and it is what it is. So I thank you for all your prayers and all the advice that you guys have sent me. I truly do. Now, with all of that said, let's go ahead and move along. Now, I told you guys that I wanted to share a couple of more perspectives of people talking about this topic involving Kimora and this house fire. Now, as far as what I've seen on the internet when it comes to people talking about this topic, I haven't seen anybody just flat out and come out and say that Diddy is responsible for the house fire that took place at Kimora's house this past Saturday. But what most of us are implying, isn't it ironic, that as soon as Cassie filed this lawsuit and opened up the floodgates to hell to Diddy's past, and people started to connect the dots and dot every I and cross every T, and Kimora being someone that has supreme knowledge about Kim Porter and Erica Kennedy and things like that, of course Kimora could be a target for Diddy. She's basically the last one standing when you look at everything in its totality when it comes to her friend circle, right? Kim Porter, Erica Kennedy, Kimora. Kim Porter, Erica Kennedy, Kimora. Those three were extremely tight, tighter than any of Kimora's other friends that she has. I know this firsthand. So of course people are going to implicate Diddy and put him at the scene of the crime. But anyway, what I'm going to do right here is let you guys look at these two clips, and then I'll be right back.
All right, guys, so let me just start with, I didn't want to be one of the accounts on any social media platform out of the thousands and thousands of other social media platforms that are posting about Kimora Lee Simmons' fireplace catching on fire. People are speculating that the accident that took place at Kimora's home was actually not an accident. We all know that Kimora has a long-standing feud with Diddy. Kimora has suspicions of Diddy that he had something to do with Kim's untimely passing. In prior posts, I mentioned that Kimora Lee Simmons wanted to have Kim Porter's death re-investigated. Do you guys remember Ed Winter? Let me refresh your memory. Ed Winter handled Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy, Whitney Houston, Paul Walker, Corey Haim. When Ed Winter investigated Kim Porter's death, he said that he found some type of toxic chemical in the autopsy report. He ruled Kim Porter's death a homicide. So because he ruled it a homicide, he ends up being fired, and the next thing you know, he ends up deleted as well. See, Ed Winter, the coroner who handled deaths of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy, and more, has died. And he passed away from natural causes as well. So what do you think Kimora knows that would make her feel unsafe to the point where they're saying she's not even staying in her home, that she's at an undisclosed location? It's a hotel, but nobody knows what hotel. The rumor is Kimora does not feel safe in her home with her family. And again, I pointed out, it's just the fireplace. It's not like her entire house caught fire. Social media is literally ablaze, no pun intended, with speculations. We heard where Kim Porter sat down with Cassie and had a nice little talk with her before she transitioned. I could almost guarantee you, the way that Kim and Kimora were tight, it would not be of surprise to me that Kimora knows all this information as well. I also brought up Erica Kennedy, and I'm not saying he did, I'm not saying he didn't. I was just saying it's kind of strange to me that someone that worked directly with him transition and someone that worked indirectly with him transition. People went on to say that Erica Kennedy suffered from depression and allegedly using drugs. People were like, oh, as long as her family knows, you know, what the cause of death is, that's all that matters. And, you know, that's fair to say. But I know one thing, right? And just watching like YouTube conspiracy videos, if someone wants to delete you, they're gonna go by the way they figure everyone would be more prone to believing that that's how you win, if you're following me. So if someone is a DA, right, they're gonna give you probably a mixture or a combination of things, and then they're gonna look and say, well, yeah, that's how that person went because they were a DA. At this point, literally all we can do is just look at the small things that are taking place as a whole around Kimora Lee Simmons and her family.
So I think it's time that we start to talk about this fire that took place at Kimora Lee's house on Saturday. And before you say don't start, I am. And I'll be honest, I was a little reluctant about talking about this because I wanted more information to come out, but in all honesty, it doesn't seem like much is coming out. So what we know is that Kimora addressed that her and her kids are safe, that there was a fire that took place at her house around 5 a.m. It is believed that her youngest son, who is 8 years old, Wolfley, actually found and notified everybody about this fire. As you can see, it looks like the fire started at the fireplace, which makes sense and would make many people think that this wasn't a malicious or deviant act. But allegedly, some people are very kind of frightful and feel a little fearful for Kimora because of her having such strong ties to this guy's past and knowing so much about her best friend's past and her other friend's past, and knowing what this book was all really about. So I will admit, even though Kimora Lee is saying that this fire is like no big deal, a lot of people are a little bit scared for her right now, especially with all this going on, and there's a lot of media attention going around, and Kimora has also been very vocal about
I've tried to, you know, look the other way for things and turn the other cheek, and I don't know, I sometimes feel like some of those things come back to haunt you over time.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard that, and those were some interesting takes to say the least, but they do make sense. Now, I do want to go ahead and get into this email, and I also want to say that the email that I'm about to read to you is all alleged, right? Now, I got this information from a credible person. This individual used to work in the fashion industry in New York in the 90s and early 2000s. I was able to confirm that via FaceTime, and she also had some direct connection to Kimora at one point in time. So let's go ahead and get into this email. And it says here, hey there, I used to work in the New York fashion industry in the 90s and early 2000s. My name is blank. I know Kimora personally, although I haven't spoken to Kimora verbally in years. I reached out to someone that works with her closely, and I can unswervingly say that Kimora is not at her home at the moment, and she is in an undisclosed location. I can also attest that she isn't at a hotel, and her kids have been taken out of school for an undisclosed reason. Kimora filed a report with the LAPD, and the primary reason she hasn't spoken on what happened is because this is morphing into a legal matter. Kimora had work done in her home not too long ago, and the daunting question is, was there something planted? Kimora left the house for safety reasons and was instructed to do so by LAPD while they investigate the home to make sure it's safe upon her return. I usually keep quiet and stay in my little corner of the world, but I witnessed a lot of things that I shouldn't have seen. I don't want to get into a lot because I don't want to relive the trauma I have witnessed, but what a lot of people don't know is that Kimora and Sean almost got into a physical altercation at Kim's house the day Kim was pronounced dead. Kimora could be heard screaming at Diddy, "What the F did you do?" Kimora also said, "I can't believe you would even," screaming frantically why. The LAPD, assigned paramedics, and the coroner had all witnessed the hostility and tension between Kimora and Sean at the scene. Sean wanted Kimora removed from the scene, but she told Sean and the police that she was here first and witnessed her friend laying on the floor lifeless, and she said she wasn't going anywhere. Kimora also dared the cops to arrest her because that is the only way she was leaving the premises. Ironically, Sean seemed to intervene and said there wasn't any need for all of that. I'm guessing taking Kimora to the station while she is in a very emotional state about her best friend just passing could have been a Cassie situation before the Cassie situation, minus the SA allegations, cause this could have led Kimora to laying it all out on the table, telling what she knows about every crime Sean has been involved in to her knowledge. Kimora also told the LAPD that she had proof of being named in Kim's will as a guardian of Kim's twins if something were to happen to her, which means Kimora has a copy of the will, and I suspect there are other things that Kimora has even more ammunition to use against Sean. I wonder why she hasn't been able to get custody of the twins, because it's documented in black and white. Anyways, be safe, and you are in my prayers. Please don't mention my name. I just wanted to prove to you who I was. You can contact me at such and such and such. Alright, so you guys just heard that. Now, this particular person is saying that the LAPD is investigating the situation and making sure that the house is safe for Kimora and her family to return, back to. So this is a very interesting situation. Like I said, this information is alleged. I was able to contact her and FaceTime her, and she is legit. But anyway, I'm gonna let all of this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole entire situation and the information that I just gave you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.